All right, so the Washington Spirit will open up against Sky Blue FC on the 13th at Maryland Soccerplex. And guess who we have in studio? It's a surprise. I'll give you a hint. She's got a sick mohawk. Here's SportsTalk.
From WJLA 24/7 News, this is Toyota SportsTalk.
2 seasons ago, I said I want to be just like Tom Brady. I want to play till I'm 40, and I want to have a model as a wife. So we'll see. We'll see how it's going.
You didn't even know we were going to play that
Last
today.
year?
Yeah, yes. Hello and welcome to Toyota SportsTalk. I'm Robert Burton. Get excited. The Washington Spirit are back. In fact, they'll host Virginia Tech for a preseason match tomorrow. That's at 7 p.m. at the Maryland Soccerplex. Next up, as I mentioned, Sky Blue FC, Saturday the 13th, to open up the season. A rough season last year. That's okay. It's back to the drawing board. New season with the new head coach. Call us tonight. Any questions you have about this upcoming season, we got you covered. 703-387-1020. Our guest tonight, the Rainbow Warrior herself, Spirit midfielder Joanna is in the house tonight. And you know what? I got to correct myself. I said she has a sick mohawk. It's called the Johawk.
It's called the Johawk.
It's the Johawk.
Yes.
Okay, I messed up there. Let's get it right, okay? But anyway, thank you for being here tonight. We always love it when you're on the show.
Oh, yeah.
How's that working out for you? You know, Tom Brady, want to play till you're 40, you want to have a supermodel wife. Are you on the direct path to that?
For sure with the supermodel wife.
Yes.
But playing till I'm 40 is another question, and we'll address that maybe later in the show. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you look great thus far. We'll just say that. All right, so the Washington Spirit, another season, a rough season last year, but it's a brand new season, back to the drawing board. You have a brand new coach, okay, in Richie. How excited are you to play under this new regime?
I think we're all so excited for the 2019 season. Richie has a great amount of energy. He's British. He loves cracking his jokes, and he keeps us laughing at training. But more importantly, we're all very excited and pumped to see what's going to come. We have a lot of young talent.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, excited. Now, one thing about the Washington Spirit, I remember last time I talked to you, one thing we were talking about, the amount of international players that you guys have on this team. In fact, I think some people, when we talked to you, they were playing for their national teams at that point. But what's it like to be on a team with so much talent from around the world?
It's really special for me, especially at my age, to play with so many talented young international players. We have 2 Australian players, we have a Jamaican international, we have 3 U.S. women's national team internationals, and they will all be playing in the Women's World Cup. And it's just neat to say my friends are going to be playing in the World Cup and I can watch them on television. Nice.
That should be awesome. Now, 2017, you had a bad injury, okay? And you were able to bounce back in 2018. How tough is it coming from an injury that is severe as the one you had?
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's really hard. I always say to people, though, that tearing my ACL was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I say that because it gives you a great deal of compassion for how to overcome injury and how to understand that being a professional athlete takes a ton of energy and time, and it really humanizes you. So I went from almost being like a physical beast to most people. I could run fast, I could jump high, relatively speaking. I am slow and I can't jump. But when you get injured like that, people get to see you try to walk again for the first time. And I think it really it allows them to get to know you better. And I was very public with my rehabilitation, and every 2 weeks I would film videos to celebrate, and I think people really appreciated that about it.
There are probably a ton of games on the schedule that you're looking forward to. Maybe all of them, but there's one that sticks out, and you guys are having, I think, the first Pride game, hosting that in June.
Yep.
How excited are you for that one?
So June 22nd is our Pride game. It's the first ever in Washington Spirit history, and it just happens to be 4 days before my 37th birthday.
Yes.
So call the babysitter. We are going to be out all night long. We're going to first of all win the game, and then second of all celebrate what is going to be a great night in the history of the Washington Spirit. And Joe Lohman.
I gave you an early birthday present, by the way, back in the sports office with the wine, the whole bottle of wine, 90% less sugar in it too, by the way. So it's fit wine. Anyway, we won't get into all that. She is not drunk, by the way. So again, an early happy birthday if I don't see you by that time.
Thank you.
But again, coming back from your injury, you can't do it by yourself. You need support. How were your teammates in that time of struggle for you?
They were with me the entire time. Also, too, your physical therapists, you know, they have to help you basically tie your shoe after surgery, which is a really hard, it's a very humbling experience. And also, too, it's like you lose a piece of your identity because every single day you go to training and you're an athlete, and all of a sudden you're in surgery and you're sitting on your couch.
Yeah.
So not just physically, but mentally, it's a very difficult struggle. And I think having that support of my friends and my family and my teammates and my coaches, and also all of the fans, it just made it such a beautiful process for me.
Yeah.
You know, it turned something so really tragic in my life into something that I flourished through the process, and I think it really made me who I am today.
And you have such a great attitude at all times, too, by the way, if you haven't noticed. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Mike from Bethesda is on the line. Mike, what's up, man?
Robert, how are you tonight?
I'm
Good
great.
evening.
I'm great now that you're on the line, Mike. I love it.
Thank you, thank you. We got some nice soccer. Joanna's a great guest, and whatever she came back from was almost unbelievable. 37 years old.
Yes, it
By
is.
the way, your hairstyle, how long does it take for you to do that every morning?
That's a great question, a question I get all the time. So my hair process is,
Please, break it
I
down.
blow dry it with a comb straight up, and sometimes I'll tip my head over and get the air and get my hands through it, and then I have a product that texturizes it, almost like a white powder. And then the most important thing is Suavecito, which is the hair gel.
It looks so natural, Robert.
Thank you.
Tell me the truth. Don't you think it looks so natural?
I
he
do.
just doesn't do much to it every morning?
I could wave my
Be
fingers
careful
right
for
through
Robert.
it.
He does a 5'2", and he's from Chicago. Be careful with him, Joanna.
My NFL stats. Mike, thank you. I didn't play in the NFL, by the way. Yeah, I could run my fingers right through. I'm not going to do that now, but it
There's
looks.
a lot of hairspray in it, though.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
well, it doesn't look that way. I mean,
you.
you
I
pull it
appreciate
off.
that. Thank you.
You pull it off right. Now, what's the inspiration behind the mohawk? Is it just your look, or you look better with the mohawk, or what's the inspiration there?
So the Johawk was originated
The
in 2014. You know,
Why
okay,
do
let's
I
get
keep
it straight.
saying the mohawk?
And it was like I took my inner soul and just put it on my head. And
Oh, wow.
you know, I know I've disappointed a lot of people because I don't have a pattern tonight. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, all my fans out there, my
I'm upset.
teammates.
I'm upset.
Robert was upset.
Very.
And typically I'll use my head as a rotating display board for what I'm passionate about and what I stand
Awesome.
for.
What's your favorite design?
I think a few of my favorite designs is I had a pulse into a heartbeat,
Oh,
and that
man.
was in tribute to the Pulse victims down
Awesome.
in Orlando. And then I had the Human Rights Campaign equality symbol because I truly stand for those things.
Awesome, awesome. All right, coming up, Joanna took a trip to Malaysia trying to spread the game around the world. We'll talk about that. That's coming up next on Sports Talk, and the Johawk. We'll be in amazement in that.
What's up, everybody? I am Joanna Lohman, aka the Rainbow Warrior, and I am super excited to let you know I've been working very hard to share my life's work with you. I've been collecting all the stories over the years that I feel like have made me, me. Stories of growth, failure, doubt, fear, and triumph. I call it the quest to define my beauty.
And that's where we pick it up, defining your beauty, man. So much you talk about in there, including the Johawk, okay, the sick Johawk. But you also talk about your coming out story. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you talk about defining your beauty. Tell us about it. What exactly is defining your beauty?
Yeah, Define Your Beauty is an online course that I just launched. And it's really 36 years of life-altering, identity-pushing stories that I've been through. For the first 21 years of my life, I was a straight woman, and now, you know, I'm a gender non-conforming, androgynous, gay human, and it's really about my transformation and what I've learned and how I've grown through that. And I use those stories of personal growth to really help other people discover, define, love, and maximize their own beauty, and to discover the qualities that make them unique, and then teach them how to share that with the world to make a community of belonging.
And how important is that? You talk about the climate right now in America, not just here, but all over the world, but just loving you and being you. How important would you say that is right now at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so important. I think we've become a country that's so polarized, and we're very divided. And I hope that my course, Define Your Beauty, allows us to understand that beauty is so unique, but beauty is within everybody. And it takes a genuine, authentic human being to see it within themselves. And once you see it within yourself, you can see it in others. And you can really contribute, which is the main goal, is to contribute to a community that is progressive and understanding and accepting and loves each and every person for the unique qualities.
All right, and not just that, but you took a trip to Malaysia, trying to spread the game throughout the world. How fun was that? Tell us about that trip. How awesome was it?
Yeah, I mean, I have such a cool life. I get to travel. I get to travel the world and use the game that I love as a vehicle for social progress. And just recently, I got back from a 4.5-week trip to Southeast Asia, and part of that trip was working in Malaysia. In 3 different cities with underserved youth, and introducing them to the game of soccer and giving all of these young kids opportunities that they never would before. And it's so fulfilling for me to get to teach the game to them, and especially the young women who never get these opportunities.
Of course.
And to see them come up to me afterwards and thank me for it and say, I love soccer now because you've come and you've taught it to us. And it's just, I can't believe that I get to spend my life doing that.
That has to be life-changing, not for them, but for you as well when you see a young kid come up to you and say that. I mean, how amazing is that feeling for you?
It's almost indescribable, and it's overwhelming because not only do I get to teach them the game of soccer, but I also get to expand really the definition of what they think a woman can be. Most of these young men have never seen a female professional athlete. Yeah. Most of the young women have never seen a woman that probably looks like me. And to be the person that gets to break down these barriers is an absolute joy for me, and it's a privilege. And just to see the joy on these kids' faces is something I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
Now, how did this idea come about? I know you didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to Malaysia. How did this whole thing come about for you?
Yeah, so I've been working with the State Department as a sports diplomat for the past probably 5 years now. And they give me the platform to go and run these programs in various countries. I've been to 41 different countries now, so I'm very well traveled. And I've done these programs in Southeast Asia. I've been to Africa 3 years in a row. I'm hoping to go back this year. And to run these programs in countries that have very little development and have very little opportunity to play the sport, let alone to get out on a field. It's not something that happens overnight, so I typically pick countries that I really want to go to. And the State Department is great, and they set up the entire programs, and they fly me over, and they have me come out, and I get to smile and flash the Joe Hawk, and teach a few soccer skills. So,
do you ever dye it, or is it always blonde, or do you go purple? Do you go blue anytime?
I've had a lot of suggestions to go pink or purple, but I feel like, Robert, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I'm edgy enough that like I probably don't need to add in that color. And call my mom right now, and she'll probably tell you, please, honey, like stay.
Just leave it blonde.
Leave the blonde. I love you just the way you are.
That's funny. Not just that, but you're also an ambassador for DC Scores.
I am.
Tell us about that. How awesome is that?
That just happened recently, and I'm really excited about it. Next Thursday, I'm going to one of their events where the kids speak their spoken word poetry. Oh, wow. And to work with a group in inner city DC, which is really important to me, having grown up in Maryland and being really a DMV native. It's such a pleasure to go into the city and, again, give opportunities to young women that really don't have them very frequently. And also see DC Scores using poetry to really empower these kids and teach them the lessons of how to be successful in life. And they asked me to do poetry on Thursday night. I turned it down because I don't think I'm going to be that good.
Man. Come on, man. I know you got skills.
This is way easier for me than getting up on stage and saying poetry. So Bill Hamid, the DC United goalkeeper, is going to be there on Thursday night. He's going to say a poem, so I feel a little bit of peer pressure.
If Bill does it, you have to do it.
I know.
Come on,
so we'll see.
Yeah,
people will have to come and see if I do poetry or not.
Oh, okay. What a tease. So if anyone wants to come and find your stuff, your Define Your Beauty stuff, is there a website? There's a website they can go to, right?
Yeah, it's on a platform called Teachable. It's also all over my social media. So Joanna Lohman 15 on Instagram, if anyone wants to follow me. I do a lot of singing and dancing. a lot of rainbow and glitter.
You
I don't sing very well, especially not with this congestion, Robert. Okay, don't make me sing right now.
We're all sick at this desk right now, by the way. So if you could rank it between Malaysia or you know, DC scores, or what would you say is probably was the best experience for you?
Honestly, I think creating my course, Define Your Beauty, because it took so much work, and I'm so proud of it, and it's a compilation of my entire life.
Yeah.
And it was almost as if I wrote my own book. So, and I went into a studio and I filmed for hours and hours, and I created all these amazing videos for people to watch and take online, and the courses will be up there forever. So this is really a legacy that I get to leave, and a way that I really get to affect change within society, and I think it'll be an incredible launch pad for me to either create another course or to write a book or to create a television show.
Ooh,
so
think it big.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things on the horizon, so I'm really, really excited about it.
All right, 703-387-1020. Give us a call. Joanna Lohman is in the building tonight. Tiffany is on the other side of the break. She's on the phone line. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back to Sports Talk. Joanna Lohman of the Washington Spirit. Let's go to the phone lines. Tiffany is on the line, and she's taking your course. Tiffany, what's up?
Hey, Joe. It's Tiffany from Louisiana.
Hey, Tiff.
This is way past my bedtime, but I wanted to call and talk about what you and your course has meant to me so far.
All right, don't make me cry, but go ahead.
Oh, here we go.
No, so I met Jo, I guess officially in January. She's done some pretty amazing things for my daughter and some kids in our community. And I decided to sign up for her course, one, to support her, and two, because I needed to, I'm a mom of three, and I needed to kind of find myself again. You know, it's easy to get lost when you have three kids and working full time and all that other stuff. And it's been pretty amazing. I'm only 2 weeks in. I've been listening to it to work, actually, so it's been kind of like a podcast, which is another super great idea for you later. So, and it's really, I told Joanna, I'm diving in kind of head first. I wasn't expecting it to be so powerful, but I really believe like it's for everybody, you know, like even if you don't think that she's speaking to you, she's totally speaking to you. And I've been able to get through some things and, you know, just really spend some time like thinking about myself for the first time in a long time. And I love you, Joe.
I love you, Tiff. You're the
Tiffany,
best.
thank you so much for calling. So clearly it's life-changing. I mean, when you hear people talk about your course like that, what goes through your mind?
You know, it makes me really happy.
Yeah.
And it also makes me truly believe that, like you said, this course can make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And all the hard work and all the challenging situations that I've been through, it's worth being vulnerable, and it's worth sharing those stories with people, because I think everybody struggles with things in life, and when we share that struggle, it's so much easier to overcome and to understand that life isn't perfect, but really it's trying to rise from all of our challenges that we have.
Okay, I think we have some special guests on the phone line. Could be members of the Washington Spirit, I'm not sure. Who's on the line here?
Hi, Joe. It's Sam, Tegan, and Jordan.
Hey, guys. This is my favorite.
How are you?
My favorite rookies are on the line.
Yeah!
Oh, goodness.
We hoped you'd say that.
Of course I'm going to say that. You are my
We were
favorite.
going to ask who your favorite rookies are, but I guess you already answered.
Joe knows what to say. Hey, guys, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. And good luck this season.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
All right, 703-387-1020. This has turned into a great show.
I know, really.
This has turned into an amazing show. Good God. We're not surprised, though. Okay, call us, 703-387-1020. We're going to go to break. Coming up, some final thoughts from Joanna, and maybe more calls. More wonderful, beautiful calls, like in this block. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Here we go. The first 4 games, starting with Sky Blue FC. How excited are you to get this season rolling, man?
I'm really excited. And April 13th, 7 p.m. at the Maryland Soccerplex, I invite everybody to come watch our home opener. We're going to be a really good team this year. We have some incredibly talented young players, including and also some veterans. So I think it's going to be an exciting mixture, and we're going to be an attacking team, and we're going to score a ton of goals. So come.
That's what
come
everybody
watch
wants
us.
to see. All right. Besides the Pride game, is there a game that you're looking at? You're looking at the schedule like, I want this game so bad right now.
Yeah. Hopefully my organization won't get mad at me, but we have 2 games at Audi Field, hopefully, after the World Cup. So those
nice.
are always really, really exciting games for the Spirit because it's a whole different audience. It's in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
The stadium is beautiful, and you feel alive in that stadium. So that's after the World Cup, and I hope, again, we sell out that stadium. That's my challenge to all of us, is that we sell out Audi Field.
We were all salivating when that thing was being built,
Yeah.
man. That was crazy. Joanna, thank you so much for being here tonight. We
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
You and your Joe Hawk was amazing. You guys were amazing tonight.
Thank you, yeah.
There we go.
I
A
appreciate
tag team right here. We'll see you guys next time on Total Sports Talk. Wow.